Hi, the doctor's in. I'm Dr. LB, and I'm here to help you through your math difficulties. Today, we look at graphing rational functions. To graph a rational function f of x equals p of x over q of x, number one, you need to determine if there is y-axis symmetry, origin symmetry, or no symmetry. Number two, you need to find the y-intercept by evaluating f at 0. Number three, you need to find the x-intercepts by solving the numerator, p of x equal to 0. Number four, you need to find any vertical asymptotes. Number five, find any vertical asymptotes. Number six, plot at least one point between and beyond each x-intercept and vertical asymptote. Sometimes you may not have to do that if there's a point already there or if you have some type of symmetry. And number seven, you need to draw the graph. Let's look at an example. Let's graph f of x equals 3x divided by x minus 1. The first thing we want to do is check for symmetry. So let's look at f of negative x. If I put negative x in the place of x, I have negative 3x over negative x minus 1. So that's not the exact same thing we started with. Let's try to factor a negative from what we have. Those double negatives will make positive 3x over x plus 1. Again, that's not the exact same thing we started with, so we have no symmetry. Next, let's find the y-intercept by evaluating f at 0. If I put 0 everywhere, I'm going to have 0 divided by negative 1, which is 0. So the point 0, 0 is the y-intercept. Number two, the x-intercept. I set the numerator equal to 0. 3x equals 0 means x is 0. So again, 0, 0 is our x-intercept. The origin, or 0, 0, is the only point that can be both x and y-intercept. Next, let's look at horizontal asymptotes. The degree of the numerator is 1 and the denominator is 1. So when the degree of the numerator equals the degree of the denominator, then you look at y equals the ratio of leading coefficients. Here it would be 3 over 1. So y equals 3 is our horizontal asymptote. To find the vertical asymptote, you set the denominator equal to 0. So x equals 1 is our vertical asymptote. So let's go ahead and plot what we have here. We have a vertical asymptote of 1. We have a horizontal asymptote of 3. And we have an x and y intercept of the origin. So with that, on the left side of our vertical asymptote x equals 1, we have that x and y intercept. So we can go ahead and we can draw our graph. And now we need to see what happens to the right of 1. So number 6, let's look at f of 2. 2 is to the right of 1. So if we put 2 in the place of x in our equation, we're going to have 6 divided by 1, which is 6. So we have a point 2 comma 6, which is here. So it looks like our graph will do something like this. All right, let's look at another one. Let's graph f of x equals 4x squared divided by x squared minus 9. So let's look for symmetry. Let's look at f of negative x. When I put negative x into x squared, I get x squared back. So I have 4x squared over x squared minus 9. And I end up with the exact same thing I started with, which means we have y-axis symmetry. If I look for my y-intercept, I evaluate f at 0. I have 0 over negative 9, which is 0. So the point 0, 0 is my y-intercept. If I look for x-intercept, I set my numerator equal to 0. 4x squared equals 0 means x is 0. So again, 0, 0 is my x-intercept. If I look for horizontal asymptote, the degree of the numerator is 2 and the denominator is 2. So y equals the ratio of leading coefficients 4 over 1, which is 4. It's my horizontal asymptote. My vertical asymptote, I set my denominator equals 0. So that's x plus 3 times x minus 3 equals 0. So x is negative 3 and x equals 3. It's my vertical asymptote. Let's put this on a graph. So I have x equals negative 3, x equals positive 3, y equals 4, 0, 0 is my x and y intercept. So this middle portion of the graph will look something like this. And I need to determine what happens to the left of negative 3. Well, let's pick negative 5. So negative 5 squared is 25. 25 times 4 is 100. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 9 is 16. This reduces to 25 over 4, approximately 6.25. So I have a point, negative 5 and 6.25. And because I have y-axis symmetry, the point 5 and negative 6.25 is also on the graph. So my graph is going to look something like this on both sides. So remember that Dr. LB is always in. Please come back for more math help.